One of my subscribers brought my attention to a new channel that's pulling in some incredible numbers. The name of the channel is WW2 Tales, and as you can see from here, they've already racked up more than 140,000 subscribers. But what truly makes this channel interesting is the fact that they uploaded their first video barely 2 months ago. And if you take a closer look at their channel, you'll notice some of the incredible views their videos are getting. A bunch of their videos are racking up hundreds of thousands of views, with these two already passing 1 million views each. To top this up, their videos are also very long, with some of them even going over an hour, which of course means longer view duration and, most importantly, more ad revenue. In fact, you can actually see how much the channel has made so far from this real clip of the channel's dashboard, showcasing their revenue from just these few months. The numbers seem almost unbelievable. What's even crazier is that this is in USD, not some other currency. If you're wondering exactly what these guys could be doing that's resonating with their audience so much, they're simply narrating stories about World War II events from the perspective of soldiers, generals, and even sailors. Their stories essentially depict the struggles of brave men and women during this war in the typical black and white historical illustration style that most people expect from such stories. Somehow, this strategy is working so well, leading to the insane numbers that the channel is pulling in record time. But if you're thinking that you can just upload one video and go viral instantly with this niche, you're 100% wrong. This channel is uploading multiple videos daily, which is why they already have more than 200 videos in just 2 months. But the good news is that these videos are really easy to make. In fact, you can create one in about 30 minutes max, and I'm going to carry you through the entire process, and even add some tips to help you stand out in this niche. So it doesn't even matter whether you know nothing about World War II. We'll go over everything, starting with coming up with topics like the ones that this channel is creating. Once that's done, I'll show you how to create engaging scripts for the topic before converting it into voiceover narration using both free and paid tools. From there, we'll look at how to create the necessary visuals for the story, and then move on to putting everything together to create the video. Finally, we'll bring things to a close with a short lesson on creating thumbnails for this niche. To make the entire process easy, I've put together a Google Doc file that contains all the prompts you'll need. You can find the document on my Discord server. It's totally free to join, so simply click the link in the description to be taken to the Discord. Then go to this prompts channel and look for the title, World War II Stories. The link should be right there on that card. Click that and you'll get access to every single prompt that you need to create these videos. While you're at it, don't forget to hit the like button if you find this video helpful. To give you a glimpse of what we're about to cover, here's a short demo I put together, using the exact same process we'll be going through.
April 12th, 1944. Peleliu Island, Pacific Theater. The dawn light slashed through the smoke-streaked sky, turning the jagged volcanic ridges into sharp silhouettes. Japanese soldiers crouched in bunkers carved deep into the coral, their rifles resting beside them, eyes scanning the gray surf below. The Pacific waves crashed against jagged rocks, carrying a rhythm that would have been soothing if not for the distant, ominous hum of approaching American landing craft. Lieutenant Hiroshi Sato wiped the sweat from his brow, the humid air clinging to his uniform, and laughed softly with his men. "They will come, but they will tire before they reach us," he said, his voice calm but tinged with the tension that only men who had slept in these damp, tight tunnels for weeks could carry. The men knew the Allies' artillery barrages had been relentless for days, yet the bunkers held, their thick coral walls absorbing the shelling. Across the beach, the first waves of Marines hit the sand. They were armed with M1 Garands, Browning automatic rifles.
Now, before we get started, I have an important announcement to make. I've recently launched a private community, and for anyone who's looking to start or level up their YouTube automation game. Within this community, you'll have access to a step-by-step course covering everything you need to know to succeed as a faceless content creator, from the strategies that I use to identify hidden niches that I share on this channel, to techniques that you need to know to create engaging scripts, editing, and even the same uploading process that the pros use. This course goes over everything you need to grow your faceless channel, whether you're a beginner or have some experience. Not only that, you also get access to my regularly updated Google Sheet of trending niches, as well as weekly coaching calls where I'll answer any questions you might have, including channel reviews and live editing classes. So if you're ready to finally start that faceless channel you've been pushing back, the link will be in the description. Anyway, let's get back to our video. The first thing you need to do is to come up with topics. You can take inspiration from the channel we're modeling, but I recommend that you find a way to stand out in this very niche. There are plenty of ways to do that without rehashing the same topics they've been covering. Look at different aspects of the war, like stories around women in different roles, food, dramatic effects of hygiene in various situations. The entire niche is broad, so take full advantage to grow quickly. You can use the prompt I've provided for the topic. So copy it from the Google Doc and open your favorite text generator. I'm going to be using ChatGPT, but you can use whichever one you prefer. Paste the prompt and make changes if you want to focus on a different theme than the channel we're modeling. Then remove this placeholder and replace it with the number of topics that you want the AI to generate for you. I'll go with 20 and then hit enter for the topics to be provided. Now, if you look carefully at the topics, you'll notice that each one comes with a detail section. This is very important, so keep it in mind as it'll help the AI to identify the specific event or story that the topic may be referencing. Scroll through and look for the one that you want for your video. Feel free to prompt the AI for additional topics, if necessary. Now that your topic is ready, the next step is to generate the script. I've made this process very easy. So go back to the Google Doc file and copy this script prompt. Paste it inside the text generator and make two simple changes. The first is to remove this placeholder and replace it with the topic you've chosen. Then second, you have to remove the event placeholder and replace that one with the topic details that the AI generated. You don't need to make any additional changes. But before you go ahead with the script generation, you need to understand how this prompt works. As I stated in the introduction, the channel we're modeling creates long videos. Unfortunately, most AI text generators still can't create such long scripts at once. So the prompt is structured. To break the story down into sections, let me show you how. Hit enter and wait for the AI to generate the first section of the script. As you can see, the script is pretty solid, but it's only one section. So if you scroll to the bottom, you'll notice the AI has included this command at the bottom, prompting you to type the text to generate the next section. So go ahead and type continue and wait for the second section to be generated. Depending on the story, you could have a number of different sections. So repeat this process till you're done with the entire script. Once the AI finishes the last section, you should see this text alerting you that the script has ended. Now that your script is ready, it's time to generate the voiceover. The tool I typically prefer to use for mine is 11 Labs. But if you want something completely free, Clipchamp and Google's AI Studio are great options. Feel free to choose the voice that you prefer from 11 Labs' voice library. Choose something that matches the style of narration you want for your channel. I'll be using a random voice from the library for this demonstration. Since scripts for this niche are typically long, you need to go to Studio and hit this button. Make sure your chosen voice character is selected, and then go ahead and paste the script. Press Ctrl+A to select everything and then hit Generate for the AI to create the narration. Go through and make sure everything sounds alright. In case something doesn't sound the way you want it to, you can always regenerate that part of the script till you're done with the whole thing. All that's left is to export it as an MP3 file. The next step is to generate images for the story, but before that, you need prompts that you can give to the image generator. So go back once again to the Google Doc and copy this prompt. Paste it inside the text generator and make two simple changes. The first one is this placeholder. Replace it with the number of image prompts that you want to generate. Then scroll down to the bottom and you'll see the second placeholder. You can replace it with your entire script or do one section at a time. The only thing left is to hit enter and wait for the AI to generate the image prompts. Now that the prompts are ready, it's time to generate the images. Feel free to use your preferred image generator, but I'm going to be using Google's Image FX since it's free. You can use Leonardo AI or even Whisk if you want to, but this one can get the job done. Paste the prompt inside the text area and go to aspect ratio. Make sure it's set to 16:9 for landscape style images and then hit create. Now wait a few seconds and the AI will generate your image. This looks alright, so I'll go ahead and generate a few more. The style of video we're creating is black and white, but don't worry if some of the images that the AI generates end up being colored. You can easily use a filter to change that during editing. Now, once all the images have been fully generated, it's time to put everything together to create our video. But before that, you can enhance the resolution of the images you generated so that the video can be exported at 4K resolution. You can use any image enhancer online or download Upscale with a Y. It's completely free to use and can be installed on both Windows and Mac operating systems. To simplify things, make sure you've got all the images inside a single folder and then check the batch upscale. Choose how much you want to upscale the images, then hit upscale to start the process. Once that's complete, go ahead ahead and open your favorite video editor. These videos are quite simple, so you can use CapCut or any other video editor that you prefer. The first thing you need to do is to import all your image and voiceover files. Then drag and drop the voiceover inside the timeline. This particular voice that I'm using has really long pauses, so I'll quickly go through and remove them all, but you need to keep in mind that this style of narration still requires some pauses, so make sure you don't delete too much. Now it's time to arrange your images, so drop the first one inside the timeline, and scale if necessary. Extend or trim clips to match the narration. To add a bit of movement to the clips, move the indicator to the start of the clip and then set a keyframe. Move to the middle and increase the scale amount. Then go to a few frames before the clip ends and decrease the scale amount to however much you want, or back to something similar to the first keyframe value. Don't forget to drag the keyframe to the end like this. Repeat this for the rest of the images till you've covered the entire video. Now it's time to add transitions, so look through for your preferred ones. This kind of video doesn't need anything too complex. Something like the black fade or blink transition should work perfectly. Then go to filters and grab something that has the black and white look and drop it inside the timeline. Don't forget to extend it to cover the entire video. You don't really need to add anything more, but I think the film frame effect gives the video a nice look, so I'm going to test a few and then add one to the timeline, drag it to cover the full video as well, and then go to audio, sound effects, and find something like a click for the black fade transition. This all depends on your personal preference, so feel free to be creative. Finally, it's time to add captions, so go to captions and hit generate. Make sure all the captions have been selected, and then look through the templates for one that fits the style you're going for. I want something simple, so this one is alright. You can even go back to basic and play around with the settings. The background for the captions is colored, so give it the black and white look. In case certain parts of the captions aren't showing, make sure you drag to cover and then split at where it initially ended. Then modify the text from both to match the narration. The video is almost ready, so you can add your background music if you want to, or ignore that completely. The channel we're modeling doesn't add any background music to their videos, so I'm skipping that as well. All that's left is to export the video at 4K resolution. The final step is to generate the thumbnail for your chosen topic. I've made this part equally easy, so go to the Google Doc and copy this prompt. Paste it inside your text generator and scroll down to the bottom. You need to replace these two placeholders with the topic and the topic details that you got from the AI. Once you've made these changes, hit enter, and you'll have a simple prompt that you can give to your favorite image generator to create your thumbnail. I will be using Whisk for the thumbnail image, but you can use whichever one you prefer. Paste the prompt and choose the aspect ratio for long form. Hit this button and your thumbnail image will be ready. This is alright, but if you want to make it brighter like what the channel we're modeling does with their thumbnails, open your favorite image editor. It can be Photoshop or even Photopea. So go ahead and drag and drop your thumbnail image inside Photopea. There are so many ways that you can make the image brighter. You can hit levels and play around with these points to get something like this. The same effect can be achieved with curve or even brightness. So use whichever feature you want. Once you have the look you like, go ahead and export it as a JPEG image. Now, if you found this niche interesting, you're definitely going to love this prehistoric niche that's trending all over YouTube. Anyway, thank you and see you in the next one.